Please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Renee, and I'm studio manager, and I'm here to answer your questions.
My name is Krista Denny. I teach all varieties of photography.
Dr. Ann Fick. I'm the Director of Clinical Education here at Maryville.
And I worked for this man who was tyrant, he had a heavy accent. I had a hard time understanding him. He was a scary guy, and I was a kid, So one of the things that he had in his office was a monkey that lived in this little cage behind my desk. Cute little monkey. And I loved this monkey. It was really cute, except it did things like I would open up pre-computer. I'd open up a filing cabinet to get somebody's file out, and this is somebody with their little, poodle or something standing there waiting for attention. And the monkey would pee in the file, the whole thing. And then I'd have to pretend like nothing was happening, and I just kind of closed, pull their file out, close the drawer.
My first semester teaching photography, and I was really kind of nervous. I didn't really know I knew what photography was, but I didn't, because it was my major, but I didn't really know how I was going to be as a teacher. And here I get this kid, his first semester as an art student, fresh out of high school, first college experience, going through all kinds of really emotional stuff, obviously.
There's a couple of different short stories, I guess. Well, I could tell you the time I got stuck in the elevator, because a lot of times you have equipment that you have to take with you. So I was in the elevator by myself, and the elevator stopped between 2 floors. And I was pretty high up, about 10, 11 floors up. And all I could remember is my father telling me, if you knew how elevators worked, you would never get on one.
Okay, so I was always in the office by myself for about an hour when the vet left and went to have dinner, an hour and a half. So I decided one night that I just wanted to pet the monkey, it was just so cute. But it ate these little mealworms, which I never fed it, somebody else fed it. And they were in a cup with a lid, and they were disgusting little white mealworms with little tiny brown legs. They were just creepy. I didn't even want to look at them. Okay, so I opened the door, and I reached my hand in to pet this guy, and he just bolted.
So our final project is to do a series of photos. He put out a bunch of pictures of himself standing under different street signs, like stop, curvy road ahead, danger, things like that. And he'd be standing under it in the photo, kind of looking off.
So I was stuck for at least 45 minutes. I could remember my husband had a friend at work when we used to live in Houston, and she had to get out of the elevator because the elevator system had broken, and for some reason they didn't have enough help, and she ended up falling down the shaft and dying.
Like, whoa, I'm free. And he jumped out, headed for the mealworms, grabbed a handful of these mealworms, and then decided he wanted to come visit me. So he wanted to come jump on me, and he was holding these creepy little worms. So I started running out of the office and down the hall, and of course he thought this was great fun. So
what's the explanation behind it? And he finally admitted that he was gay. Basically came out of the closet in front of a group of kids he never bonded with and a teacher he barely knew.
I started to yell so I could get somebody's attention. All I could think of is, this is not a good situation. When he opened the door, I was stuck way up, and I had to climb down from this elevator down to the floor here. And the gentleman, though, knew what he was supposed to do. So he had a ladder, and he had at least 5 gentlemen helping so that I would not fall down the elevator shaft. So they were pulling me away from the elevator as I went down the ladder.
So he's chasing me all around the office, and I finally just ran into one of the rooms and just closed the door. And I thought, now what am I going to do? And I was scared to death of this man. I thought, he's going to come in and really have a fit, because we weren't allowed to really take this monkey out. So fortunately, there's a woman who works there who comes in and helps, like a vet tech person, and she came in and rescued me. But that's probably my craziest work story. She also picked up all the little worms, put them back in the container, and I never touched that monkey again.
It was just wonderful to have that experience of teaching art and having that be a medium for this person to be able to express who he really was, and be who he was, and that's how art functions. And this was a really good, positive experience from that.
So I was very safe. And there was a whole group of physicians with their students, the interns, the residents, etc., saw what was happening, saw me crawling out of the elevator with all these guys, and they all burst out laughing and had a good time about it. I went up to the stairway and just sat in the stairway because I didn't want to take an elevator for a while after that.